I used to believe that the Tories would do what the country needed, which in turn would make our lives better. That no longer seems to be the case. I didn't leave the Tories left me. The Tories are no longer beneficial for the well-being of the country nor its people. They are, for whatever reason, pursuing socialist, high-tax, big government, state handout policies. We've suffered weak, liberal leadership since 1991, and the result of those efforts is finally coming home to roost, all at once in a tsunami of crises. Tory policies cause this multi-layered mess, and their only solution to the issue of you not having enough money to pay your bills is to take even more money out of your pockets via ever higher taxes. 12 years into a Tory government, and what have we got to show for it? Just the continuation of Blairite big state policy. Lockdown was the biggest socialist intervention in history. National debt increased by 30% and the government had run out of the ability to borrow more. That is why they're now taxing the hell out of each and every one of us. We have just witnessed an anti-growth budget. Growth comes from the private sector, not the public sector. Corporation tax is going up from 19 to 25% in April, which will kill off many small businesses. Dividend taxes are rising, which will kill off entrepreneurialism. We are witnessing economic vandalism. Sunak and Hunt do not appear to want the UK to thrive. They do not want you to be self-sufficient, to feed and house yourselves, to prosper. They want you to be reliant on the state. The only people left out to dry are working people in the private sector, the ones who generate the country's income and taxes. Politicians would do well to remember that everything depends on the economy, and public services are totally reliant on business generating wealth and taxes. Our lives are supposed to improve, and yet we have worse healthcare, worse social care, a fragile energy supply, economic crisis, a recession, if not yet a depression, zero border security, a rapidly growing population with rapidly declining substandard services, the threat of water shortages, power cuts, galloping inflation, the highest taxes in 70 years, from a supposedly low-tax government. Tell me one thing the Tories have improved, enhanced, or made better in 12 years. Just one. The Tories are only interested in power, in staying in power. They have neglected to do what's best for the long-term benefit of the UK. They think and plan in 5-year cycles from election to election. Their policies encourage the movement of money from the poor to the rich. I'm all for capitalism, but this isn't capitalism. What we are witnessing is feudalism, the biggest redistribution of wealth in human history. Sunak and Hunt are globalist schwabblings. You will own nothing, they will own everything, and I promise you, you will not be happy. Money is gravitating to the few from the many, which isn't healthy for society. People can't afford food in the UK in 2022. Few can afford to heat their homes. That's where the Tories have taken us. When you are the cause of multiple crises, it doesn't qualify you to solve those issues. The Tories have either lost control of the economy or they are driving it off a cliff intentionally. Less energy, less prosperity, less security. It turns out that quarantining millions of healthy people while paying them to do nothing for a virus that's survivable by over 99% of the population was a particularly stupid idea. We are just beginning to pay the price for the Tories destroying our economy by printing £500 billion to pay people to stay at home doing nothing. The many billions of pounds of waste we have seen in furlough fraud, the track and trace app, bounce back loan fraud. Apparently it's not even worth attempting to try and recover any of it. Instead, the government demand ever greater taxes from the private sector. The private sector is the biggest generator of taxes. Everything in the public sector gets paid for by the efforts of the private sector. Not big business either, but the millions of SMEs that are currently getting hammered by ever increasing taxes. Big business has the government's ear. They do not pay the large volume of taxes that you might imagine. SMEs do. Big business destroys small business. It needs to be regulated, not championed. The November 22 budget is just another nail in the coffin for small businesses in the UK. Taxing honest, hard-working people more and more just to give it away in foreign aid and a 10% increase for the growing millions of universal credit recipients is wrong. At least Hunt helped out our long-suffering pensioners by restoring the triple lock for his budget, giving many more pensioners the chance to stay warm and feed themselves this winter. I can't think of any other element in the budget that is beneficial to anybody. Hunt left in place a fuel tax increase scheduled for April that will see a 23% increase in fuel duty, or 12 pence per litre plus VAT. So about 15 pence per litre increase in real terms. All that will do is increase transport costs, raising prices and fueling inflation further. The argument that Tories are economically competent is gone. They are not competent. They are either incompetent or, more worryingly, they are doing this to our economy intentionally. If you are planning on voting Conservative at the next election, my question would be this. What can you see them doing that we can't? How are they benefiting the nation at this point? The triple lock, 10% on pensions, may have appeased some of you, but I guarantee it won't be repeated. You received it this time because an election is looming and they need your vote, not because they think you deserve the money or they want you to stay warm this winter. The definition of insanity is repeating the same action and expecting a different outcome. If you continue to vote for the current globalist Tory government, if you vote for the Sunak-Hunt agenda, then frankly, you deserve everything that they are going to do to you. There is an alternative with traditional, centre-right, small c Conservative values. Vote Reform UK, and together we can restore the values that I believe we still hold dear.